Alright, hi guys, welcome back to the Market Monitor. Let's start by discussing what exactly has gone on in the market today. Today was a very bullish day. I'm really excited for what might be coming in the next week and a half. But yeah, let's get right into it. Okay, so today's market actually was quite decent. The market started with an up move. You open with a gap, take the 10-day right off the gap. So if we go to the 15-minute chart, we can see that there's a clear gap up opening on the market, right? And we've opened above the 10-day. Now, why is this important? All magic moves in the markets come only when the small cap index is above the 10-day moving average. And now I'm talking about solely swing trading here, but every single big move that I have caught in the past, and I have studied all of the big traders of India, they have also caught it when the 10-day is below the current market price. That is exactly what you want. You want the 10-day to act as a support for the market. You don't want it to be the case where the 10-day moving average is above and acting as a resistance. We want it to be a support. When you open with a gap up, you're indicating that there's a lot of buying power, and that is very good. That's exactly what we want to see as swing traders. Right. So point number one, you open with a gap up above the 10-day. Point number two, you have closed above the 10-day. And point number three, today's high was 19,156 and the high of this entire basing period was 19,153. What does this mean? This means that the base has been broken. However, not on a closing standpoint. So the market could reverse from here. Very unlikely in my opinion, but it could happen. So we would not say that we're still ready for the new rally or the new rally has begun. However, it's very probable now, right? Tomorrow, what do we want to see? A follow through day. Open with the gap again and give us that 1-2% moving day in the small cap index. Along with that, stock should move as well. That's exactly what will indicate to us that a new rally has begun. And this time, the rally should take us all the way till 19,700. Right? Then we might see a little bit of a consolidation and then we move upwards into a new bull run or not. That's for the market to decide. As I always say, the market is supreme and we do not have to discuss those things. Anyway, that is exactly what's happened in the small cap index today. And if we look at the 15-minute chart, it was not a very volatile day. You open with a gap, there is some volatility in the first 45 minutes to an hour, which is expected. But after that, you have a pretty smooth sailing day towards the end, which is good signs. I like that. Now we should be ready for another green zone, and that's exactly why I have marked this zone as well. Let's see what the market will give us. We would still say that we're in transition. I wouldn't say that the green zone has begun because the close has not come above the base high. The moment I see the close, I will say the green zone has now begun. That is all about the markets. Now let's talk about what exactly happened stock specific. So today I made 3 positions. My first position was Vari Energies. All right. So now Vari Energies, I entered this position yesterday at the break of 3,100 and I think 77 or 76. I'm not too sure, but at this break of these levels, I entered my first position here and then it was just basically around these areas anyway. That was a 10% position. And today I entered a new position, another 5% at the break of this high, which was 3,234. Now, what was my thought process behind the entry in Vari? My actual thought process behind the entry in Vari was solely the fact that what I wanted is that this stock should just blast from here. The reason being, I can see very clearly that the stock has the ability to give those big moves. We've seen that, right? We've seen from in October 2024, stock has gone up 41% in 6 days or 4 trading sessions. So that tells me that the stock has thrust. Point number 2, it's gone through a large basing period, right? The basing period has been quite large. And point number 3 is the fact that there's clear institutional accumulation here. The only drawdown, and that's quite a significant drawdown, is that this stock has had the tendency recently to break out and sit right back down. Let's analyze it deeper. We break out, we gap down on the US news. We break out, we sit right back down. We break out again and you sit down. You break out, you sit down. You break out, right? So now I am very cautious in Vari Energies. The reason being that I want this stock to blast from my entry point. I don't want to wait because I know that the tendency of the stock recently has been to break out and sit down. So we break out today. I buy a new position, a new 5% position, making it a 15% position. And what happens then? The stock squats right back down. and that is when around my cost, or I think 0.5% below my cost, I decided to exit 2/3. So that's 10%. I'm still holding 5% for goodwill, but 2/3 of the position is out. And I expected Vari to really do well, especially with the markets today going up, 0.95%. But Vari has decided not to do so. Very well possible that tomorrow it breaks up, it gives that big move that we saw in JP Power, where you squat and then the next day you're up. And that's exactly why I've still held my position of 5%, not this Vari. Yeah, and that's exactly why I've still held my 5% position, that in case that happens, at least I go out with some gains, very minor, but at least I go out with some gains. Anyway, that's all about Vari. Vari, I think if it decides to break out, it should break out and then it will make a flag around here. That flag will then be will be of a higher probability of a successful trade, just because of the fact that it's formed closer to its all-time supply, which would be of the levels 3,743. So that is Vari. The next position I took was Transrail Writing. Right now, this was a stock that I took a position in at the levels of, I think I took it at the break of these levels, so 775. Yeah, but I got slippage, so my buying price is actually 779. Yeah, 779. So it's around my cost anyway. The thing is that Transrail should do well. Why? It's a simple concept. Let me explain it to you. Right? We formed a base. We've broken out and now we're forming this flag. Now this flag is usually a very high probability flag, and we've seen that in a multitude of stocks in the past, right? So you form your base here. Now you've broken out. This was your cup. This was your cup. This was your handle. You break out of the handle. You're forming your flag here. The flag is not picture perfect, but the sector is very good, and the stock has a lot of liquidity, 167 crores. So all in all, things are good. So that's why I'm considering this, and that's why I've made a 15% position size here as well. Now, what I'm really excited about is the fact that tomorrow the 10-day moving average is going to catch up even more, and the 5-day moving average should move upwards as well. What is that? That's going to do? It's going to tighten my stop loss even more. If my entry price is 779 right now, my stop loss today would have been 4%. But tomorrow I would expect my stop loss to come somewhere around the 2.53%, right? And I will not pyramid up, but I'll pyramid down as well, in the sense that I will cut half positions at certain levels and then let the other half go on. But I don't think I'll have to do that. I'm really I'm really keen that the stock should break out tomorrow, because we can see clear institutional accumulation here, right? If we analyze this stock, on this day of 6th of Jan, there was a buying of 1,822 crore. We could say that this was distributive tape. The reason being highest ever volumes at that time. Actually, no, in the entirety of the stock. Highest ever volumes and a bad close is distributive tape, very clear distributive tape, which means that people at the top have been selling in high volumes and people at the bottom, probably retailers, did buy the stock when it went up, and then people at the top have sold it, and now you can see distributive tape, and that's proven by the fact that it's based even more. However, the tide changes somewhere around here. Gap up on earnings on a buying of 410 crores, followed up by another gap up on news, where it secured new orders worth 534 crore rupees on a buying of 432 crore, right? Then you go into the base, you form your pivot, very wide pivot. The reason I did not enter, one more inside day and I was here, but that's okay. I'm into the flag, so it does not matter. After the pivot, you break out on a buying of 1,200 crores. Clear institutional accumulation. Again, you pause with the 5-day, buying of 625 crores. Look at this. The down day of 3.5% had a buying of 176 crores versus the next day, which was up of 600 crores. This is how institutions work. I will make a detailed video about this, but this is exactly how institutional tape looks like. Now, what I'm liking is volumes are shrinking, right? And at the same time, price is staying tight in this area. Maybe tomorrow we see one inside day, and if that happens, I will look to add more 5% or 10% of the position, make it a big position. Otherwise, tomorrow you break out right from here and everything's good, right? We can see very clearly that on down days, look at this, okay? 1,000 crore, 455 crore on up days, 176 crore on a down day. Next day again up 600 crore, up 279 crore, down 200 crore, 112 crore, and then you're up on 210 crore. So it is very, very clear to me that this is institutional accumulation, and I'm very keen. The sector is good, so let's see how the stock behaves tomorrow. Again, market is supreme, anything can happen, but this, it's all about making calculated speculation. Right. Now, this was the third trade that I took today, which was Krizak, and I'm not very happy with my execution here. The reason being, I've made the same mistake in Sambhav as well. All right, so let's analyze Sambhav. What happened in Sambhav was we saw a very clear, we saw a bar, the IPO listing day bar, right? Then you make a couple days. I entered on this day on the basis of the 1 hour time frame. I had realized on that day that my priority is always the daily time frame first and then the 1 hour time frame. Vari Energies, which gave a big 42% move, was picture perfect on the daily time frame. IREDA, picture perfect on the daily time frame. All big movers. Root Mobile, let's have a look. Yup, picture perfect on the daily time frame. All big IPO listings, IPO bases that do well are always picture perfect on the daily time frame. Was Krizak picture perfect on the daily time frame? Not yet. Was Sambhav, the day I bought it, picture perfect on the daily time frame? One second. Select bar. Let's have a look. No, it was not. So I had no reason to make the same mistake again, and I'm not disappointed with that because that's not how the best operate. But it's okay. It's a learning process. We will get better. Now tomorrow, if this stock decides to make an inside day, you're picture perfect for the day after. However, if you break out from here at these levels, I unfortunately will have to miss it. Ideally, I should have never bought this stock over here. The reason being, there is no setup for me to pursue, and I said it in yesterday's video. Krizak, not yet ready. So today I fell into emotions, I fell into noise, or something else took over, but this was never a trade. This is going to go into the mistakes column. I hope you guys have appreciated the transparency here, because to be honest, I could have very easily just not spoken about it, but I feel like transparency is the most important thing, because even when you're handling a portfolio of 10, 15, 20 crores in the future, you're going to make mistakes, right? And mistakes do not have to be frowned upon. They have to be looked at as stepping stones to get better. So that's exactly what happened in Krizak. Now, other stocks that I'm having an eye on, beautiful setup, like picture perfect setup. This might be the last flag that we see in Q Power, or it might be distributive, but it's worth a try. For me personally, what would the stop be? It's a 3.5% stop, so it's not a very big stop. It's quite a decent average stop, but let's see how the stock behaves. I feel tomorrow, if you open up around the 785 range, the 5-day will move up as well, and then you break out. I think this is looking very good. The only thing drawing me back is that this is which extension? First, second, so it's the third pullback, the third retest, right? Third major retest. I'm not counting these ones. The third major retest. So 1, 2, and now the third. So let's see what happens. But this stock is looking really nice to me. JP Power will have to form big right hand side now. It's lower circuit today. Acme Solar will take time. Ideally, it should have stayed inside just like JP Power did on this day, on the 10th of July. It did not. Now it's going to have to form its base. Alpex Solar broke out, right? We discussed this, but too volatile. Tarrell is looking good. A little choppy, but decent. I mean, it's a value buy right now, not a momentum buy, in my opinion. I'm not talking numbers wise, I'm talking chart wise. It looks like a value buy, not a momentum buy. But yeah, could be looked at for some people. Nava, no. Oh, sorry for this. KPI green, nope, not yet. Yeah, apart from that, are there any other stocks I'm looking at? Force Motors already broke out. Yeah, I've not yet scanned for the day, but I'm expecting. Oh, Nesco had a very good breakout today. Yeah. Esco had a good breakout, 7%. Suzlon, it's too beaten down, man. It needs to come a little bit higher for me. Maybe around 69 or 68.2 levels. You can have a look, but not for now. IPO stocks are actually looking pretty decent. Garuda, Arcade, these big winners, Agility, Niva, Bupa, but no crazy action there yet. Uh, yeah, Krisak, I'm really disappointed with the way I behaved over there, but that's all right. You live and you learn. Advait up 3% today. AIIL, big outside day. Yeah, so there's no real big setup that I have noticed so far in the market. I've not scanned yet for the day, but yeah, I think this should be a good end to the video. Are there any other things in the IPOs that we need to have a look at? What did Travel Food do today? Oh, no, this is not good action. No, nothing crazy. Yeah. All right. So that's my holdings. Transale is something that I'm expecting to do well. Pizak, not good. Q Power, decent. Let's see. This week, I think, could be a very important week for the stock market. I think we could see a lot of good action, a lot of potential, and we should be ready now for that up move. Thank you so much. Please comment and let me know if you all are liking these kind of videos. I'm gonna start making some more concept-based videos, which would be how to spot institutional accumulation, how to trade flags, how to trade IPO basis, because I feel like those are really very valuable as well. But to be very honest, these daily videos that I'm doing, the ones that are taking you through how the market reacts on the up and downs of life and on the up and downs on a daily basis, is something very important. So let me know how you guys are feeling. If you all would like if you all would like for more market monitors, if you all would like more concept videos, and thank you so much for the love that you all have been showing on Twitter as well. We've grown past 500 followers in, I think, what, 2 months now, 1.5 months, not even 2 months. I think I started in May, so May, June, yeah, July, yeah. So 2.5 months. Thank you so much. We'll keep pushing there as well. And apart from that, I guess good mistakes like I did today in PZAC, but that's all. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.